In the late 90s into the early 2000s, actor Brendan Fraser was on top of the world, thanks to his role as Rick O'Connell in the Mummy trilogy of films. Those films banked a combined total of more than $250 million globally at the box office. Before that, he'd appeared in comedy films like Encino Man, Airheads, and Bedazzled. But following a string of box office successes, the actor fell out of the spotlight amid various personal struggles, including multiple surgeries and the death of his dearly beloved mother, Carol. Recently, however, Fraser's been making a comeback. TikTok has even coined a new term, Renaissance, to describe his newfound second wind in Hollywood. Join Factsverse as we explore how Brendan Fraser's jaw-dropping transformation is turning heads. Suffer for Celluloid. For Fraser, one of the biggest appeals of portraying the character Charlie in Darren Aronofsky's latest film, The Whale, was becoming utterly unrecognizable on screen. And if you haven't seen the film's trailer yet, you should check it out, because the transformation Fraser made is a marvel to behold. The Bedazzled star has received early Oscar buzz for his stellar performance as a 600-pound English teacher, desperately trying to reconnect with his daughter Ellie, played by Sadie Sink, years after leaving her and her mother for his male lover. In addition to being tapped for a Best Actor nomination, the film received an epic 6-minute standing ovation when it was screened at the prestigious Venice Film Festival. Following that outpouring of audience appreciation, Fraser took the stage with tears streaming down his face. In the movie, Charlie becomes morbidly obese after turning to binge eating as a means of coping with the grief he experienced following the death of his partner. Realizing he may be nearing the end of his life, Charlie tries to find some way to make amends with his estranged daughter. To step into character, Fraser had to wear a custom prosthetic bodysuit that required him to haul around an additional 50 to 300 extra pounds while on set. Fraser told Variety that at times lugging around all the extra weight became so cumbersome he required the help of stagehands to move around in between takes. Fraser revealed to Variety some of the reasons why he decided to take the part. He told the outlet that at this point in his acting career, after experiencing more than his fair share of highs and lows, he just wanted to feel like he was contributing to the acting craft while learning from it. He said to the outlet, "If there's no risk, then why bother?" He went on to say that he felt like appearing in The Whale was a prime opportunity for him to disappear into the role. He further stated it was his goal to become unrecognizable in the role of Charlie so he could know just what he was capable of. Addressing the issues that went along with donning the massive bodysuit, Fraser explained that whenever he had to wear it, it felt almost like he was in a straitjacket. He reportedly experienced vertigo every time the suit was removed. It also made him realize that it takes an incredibly strong person to live inside of a real-world body like that. The point is especially eye-opening, seeing as how many people erroneously believe that overweight people are inherently weak or lazy. The George of the Jungle star claimed he wasn't sure when he'd have another opportunity to play a character like Charlie again. So when he signed on for the role, he vowed to give it his all. And it seems as if the critics believe he's more than accomplished his goal. Speaking to Newsweek, Fraser said the prosthetics he used in the film were not only cumbersome, but also extensive and seamless. A lot of hard work and dedication behind the scenes in the wardrobe department went into making the bodysuit look as realistic as possible. Even the sleeves were designed to look as much like real skin as possible. He told Newsweek his role was far removed from anything he'd ever done before. He also said that while he hadn't seen the finished film at the time, he was sure it was going to make a lasting impression with filmgoers. This video is brought to you by Established Titles. Have you ever been interested in being a lord or a lady? With Established Titles, now you can become one. For real. You could officially change your name to Lord or Lady and get it on your credit card, plane tickets, etc. You can even get it on your dating profiles. You can purchase title packs that give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland. With the purchase, you'll receive an official certificate with a crest. Your certificate features a unique plot number with which you can see the exact location of your land. Established Titles told me that the first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot within a few minutes of walking. Depending on how many of you want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our little Factsverse kingdom. They plant a tree with every order and work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support global reforestation efforts. It makes an amazing last-minute gift. Established Titles is actually running an early Black Friday sale, plus if you use the code FV10, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/FV10 to get your gifts now and help support the channel. Fraser showed off his new look in 2021. Brendan, who's now 52, first showed off his dramatically different look when he made an appearance at the premiere for his film No Sudden Moves at the Tribeca Film Festival in New York City in June of 2021. Fraser donned a black suit, blue shirt, and navy tie. At the time, it was just announced he was gearing up to play the 600-pound recluse Charlie in Aronofsky's upcoming film. To prepare for it, the actor intentionally packed on weight. Following that rare public appearance, fans were quick to take to social media to comment on how much they missed seeing Fraser on the big screen. Clearly, Fraser is committed to his latest role. His dramatic transformation is reminiscent of the equally impressive transformation of actress Charlize Theron committed to when preparing to play serial killer and street prostitute Eileen Wuornos in Monster. Theron was lauded by critics for that portrayal, with Roger Ebert calling her performance one of the greatest in the history of cinema. Then you have Christian Bale's similarly shocking transformation when he played Trevor Resnick in 2004's The Machinist. For that role, Bale went from 173 pounds and very buff to a mind-blowing 110 pounds. To achieve that, he admitted to submitting himself to a draconian diet for almost 4 months, in which he only consumed 1 can of tuna and an apple each day. When actors are willing to undergo such monumental physical changes for the sake of a role, it shows just how committed they are to their craft. It's very likely that people will be talking about Fraser's dedication to his on-screen performance for years to come. Fraser felt depleted by the end of production. Brendan Fraser spent months meticulously rehearsing his lines to perfection, but by the end of The Whale's filming, he was beginning to feel like he was running on empty. On one occasion, he was set to film a scene in which his character apologizes for his failings as a father to his daughter, and despite devoting so much of his time and energy into preparing for the scene, Fraser felt like his energy levels were finally getting close to being depleted. That makes sense considering how much time he'd spent wearing that bodysuit. But more than that, he was so dedicated to his role, he had literally channeled every last bit of his spirit into it. You can only do such a thing for so long before the wheels start falling off. While taking a 5-minute break after just one take and then going for lunch after a second take, Darren could tell that Fraser was feeling poorly. So he called him over and told him they'd be calling it a wrap for the day, and everyone would return the following day. "You peaked," the director told Fraser, before adding, "It happens." Much like Fraser, who fortunately was able to return to set and finish his performance, Darren Aronofsky has also had a long and storied career. From Pi to Black Swan and Mother, Aronofsky has experimented with numerous film styles over the years. While his previous films have been quite experimental and all over the place in terms of cinematography, The Whale is a relatively straightforward kind of movie. It takes place in a single location, Charlie's home, from start to finish. The film marks the culmination of a decade-long journey by the filmmaker. The Whale got its start as a stage play written by Samuel D. Hunter. When Darren first saw it in 2012, he was immediately moved. After reaching out to him, Hunter worked on a screenplay for Aronofsky. But as time went on, challenges arose. For one thing, Aronofsky was determined not to leave the setting of the original play. He wanted the film adaptation to never leave Charlie's home, nor abandon the play's stationary concept. Another challenge he faced had to do with casting Charlie. He thought long and hard about every film star who could possibly play him, and no one he could think of seemed to make sense, until Fraser came to mind. Now it's time to hear from you. Are you excited to see The Whale and see the dramatic physical transformation Brendan Fraser went through? Let us know in the comments section below.